Yo, what's up fam? Welcome back to the channel. Happy Saturday to everybody. Hope you're all having an amazing day. Today I just want to give you a quick rundown on foods. Everybody loves foods. So I'm just going to go through a few things with you. So we'll start it off with, you've got your three main macronutrients. They're going to be your proteins, your fats and your carbs. Now don't get that confused with micronutrients. That's another topic for another day. We're just sticking with our macronutrients today. So we'll kick it off with, we've got protein, which is obviously, our body cannot deal without protein. The human body needs protein to be able to obviously survive, to live. Look, it's going to help create good healthy tissues in the body, good fuel source, and it's going to help to build that muscle and keep us in that anabolic stage. So protein is your main ingredient. We've also got carbohydrates and we've got fats. Now the body can do without carbohydrates, we cannot do without fats. So protein and fats are essential, carbohydrates not so much. Now don't be a carbophobe, right? Carbs are not making you fat, they're not the enemy, yeah? You're just eating too much of them, hence why you're a fat cunt, yeah? It's your relationship with the food that's the problem, not the foods themselves. As I say, there's no such thing as a bad food, some are just better than others. So just once you can figure that and understand that, we'll be doing all right. So yeah, carbs aren't the enemy. And we're just going to go over how to read a food label, and I'm going to just create a little meal for you quickly so you can obviously see how you can put it all together. So we'll start with our protein. So your protein sources are going to be your cuts of meat, your things like your fish, you're going to get it from dairy products. And when I say meat, you want to be looking for those lean cuts of meat. So your lean beefs, your lean turkey mince, all those lean cuts, because you can get a lot of meats that are quite high in fat. And that's not what we want. We want to stick to lean meats. So look, you've got your salmons, beautiful source of protein. You've got your things like your steak, lean cuts of steak. You've obviously got your protein powders. We've got two different varieties here today. Good old vanilla and good old chocolate. Both can't go wrong with them. So yeah, these are just an awesome way to get in the extra protein. If you want looking for, one scoop gives you roughly around that 25 grams of protein, depending on the brand. You can either have a double scoop, it's going to give you 50 grams of protein. And I wouldn't have them all out throughout the day. You just use them as, one meal or a replacement here and there, or just like I said, to get that extra protein in. So very handy, the old protein powder. We've got our egg whites. I love egg whites. I think they're the shit. I love them. I could eat them 5 times a day, no problem. Really good source of protein. Absolutely no fat in these, and no carbs. 1 gram of carbs basically. So perfect. Now eggs are an awesome. Whole eggs are an awesome source, but they contain a little bit extra fat when you've got the yolk in them and stuff. So look, you're going to smash 4 eggs. You're going to have taken a lot of fat with that. So that's why I prefer to have egg whites. So this whole container, there's about 55 grams of protein, 500 gram container. And look, I normally have 2 meals out of these, 250 grams. You're looking at around 27, 28 grams per meal from this container. You've also got things like your Greek yogurt, your plain Greek yogurts. Awesome source of protein, nice little snack. Look, the old plain Greek yogurt can get a little bit hard to stomach. That's why I normally add a little bit of protein powder or some zero sugar maple syrup, so low calorie sources and stuff like that. Just mad to mix up, beautiful hit of protein. And you've also got things like pre-prepared meals. So we've got here today, we've got Papa Macros. I know there's My Muscle Chef. I know in the States they've got Icon Meals. So just suss out a few brands, whatever you like. But these are awesome just on the go or just pre-prepared. So yeah, they're your protein sources. Then that moves us on to carbohydrate sources. Now you're going to get your carbohydrate sources from your things like your potatoes, sweet potatoes, your rices, your pastas, your breads, all that sort of stuff. Now there is complex carbs and simple carbs, but we won't go into that today. I just want to keep this nice and simple. I don't want to confuse you guys, another story for another video. So we'll just stick to what we know today. And like I said, so you've got your oats, awesome source of carbs. I love oats. You've got things like I said, like your rice, good old coconut rice there. You've got your good old noodles. things like your pasta, awesome source of carbohydrates, things like your cereals. You know, you want to go to the plain cereals, you don't want to be going all that other shit, too much sugar. Things like your Wheat Bix and your plain like rice bubbles and all that sort of thing, yeah? So they're your awesome carb sources. And then that brings us on to fats. So you're going to get your fat sources are going to be things like avocados, you're going to have your oils, you're going to have your nuts, you're going to have things like nut butters and stuff like that. And also salmon is awesome protein source, but also has the good fats, the good fatty acids that we want. So, you know, 2 for 1 in the old salmon. So that's awesome. So that's just basically the rundown of those 3 macronutrients, and it's pretty simple. So don't overcomplicate it, keep it simple, yeah? So reading food labels too. This is, like I said at the beginning, I'm going to teach you to read a food label. So look, you're going to look, let's just take this meal for example, right? All foods that you buy, you know, from your shopping centres and stuff like that, they're all going to have food labels on them. That's pretty easy to read. You can see this one here has 44 grams of protein. We've got 8.7 grams of fat and only 17 grams of carbs. So nice little meal, this one. You know, like a decent hit of protein, and the other nutrients are fairly low. So awesome source here. And then things like, say for instance with your oats. So I'll make an oatmeal for you today, just so you can understand. But look, for 30 grams of serving, you're going to have 4 grams of fat. 4 grams of protein, 2.7 grams of fat, and you're going to have 16.5 grams of carbs. That's in a 30 gram serving, and this bag is 500 grams. And also on labels, they're going to have the quantity per 100. So when you're having more than the serving size, you can work it out. So if you want to have a straight 100 grams, you want to have 90 grams, whatever you want, you might have to do a little bit of math, get your calculator out. So, you know, don't worry, but it's easy to work out. Like I said, all food labels, all sources of food are going to have, you know, what's in them listed per 100 per serving. So for instance, with this protein powder, it has 23 grams per serve of protein. We've only got 2.6 grams of carbs and 1.2 grams of fat. Hence the label, low carb protein. So that's what we want. You can find high carb proteins, but today it'll make sense when I tell you at the end, but we want to go for the low carb stuff. And I say that because I'm only referring to myself. Currently I'm in a caloric deficit. I'm only eating 1800 calories a day. That's consisted of around 160 grams of protein. It's about 200 grams of carbs and 40 grams of fat. Now, one thing you do need to know, the calories. So 1 gram of protein is going to have 4 calories. 1 gram of carbs is going to also have 4 calories, but fat has 9 calories per gram. So be careful, that's how your fat start to add up your calories really quick. So just know that. So 4, 4 and 9. All right? And same with this one. This one has 5 grams of fibre. So fibre is also mad because it's going to help keep you full. And fibre is good. You want to try and get some fibre in your diet. Whereas this brand here, Rule 1, this only has 1 gram of fibre. So, I mean, look, it's only a couple of grams, but you get what I'm saying. You try and get things with the high fibre content. And this one's 24 grams of protein, 2 grams of fat, and 4 grams of carbs. So very similar, you know, a couple of grams here and there. You know, when we start hitting over the 10, 15, 20 grams over our marks, that's when, you know, you're gonna fuck up. So, and then that brings me on to snacks too. There are some awesome snacks out there. Today I've just got the good old rice wheels, barbecue burger flavour, and the old seaweed snacks. These are awesome. So they're little bags. Each little bag, just like that, comes in little bags. There's only 16 grams of carbs in this bag, 2 grams of protein and 2 grams of fat. If you could smash 2 of these, you're only having just over 32 grams of carbs, 4 grams of protein, 4 grams of fat. Not bad for a little snack. You know, it's what you want. You want the low calorie snacks. You know, you don't want to go all the rubbish, the chocolate, all the full sugar stuff, because that's just going to kill you. It's no good for anybody. We've also got rice cakes. I love rice cakes, or corn thins, whatever you want to call them. But these are awesome. So with 3 of these, 3 rice cakes, you're going to get only 2 grams of protein, 0.6 grams of fat, and you're going to get 13 grams of carbs. So if you have 6 of these, you haven't even hit 30 grams of carbs. And obviously this is not going to be a protein source or a fat source, so carbs are obviously what we're looking at with these sort of snacks. Another good one too, I like these old frozen yogurts, you know, everyone's got a bit of a sweet tooth, you know, Friday night after a meal, have a little snack, you know. And look, so in one of these you've got 45 calories, only got 1.5 grams of carbs, 1.1 fat, 1.1 gram of fat, and it's got only 7.2 grams of carbohydrates. And look, sugars are only 6.5, so still very low. Two of those, not even 100 calories, you're laughing, yeah? So just look for those low calorie snacks, you know, there's lots of cheats and hacks out there. Look, I've got recipes and meals for days that I will show you at a later date, involving like things like egg whites, protein powder. You can cook with all this sort of stuff and make up some just nice little sweet treats, just, you know, to crave that little craving of the sweet tooth, you know. So that's about it, you know. Plus blueberries, like all your fruits and stuff like that. These are awesome, you know. I love to have these with my protein and my oats. Sprinkle them on top, beautiful. And again, if you read the food label here, for 150 gram serve, that's a fair chunk of blueberries. You're not even getting a gram of protein or a gram of fat. You're only getting 17.5 grams of carbs. So yeah, blueberries are really good. You know, plenty of benefits, good antioxidants, just healthy for you. Want to try and eat a bit of fruit and obviously get your veggies in as well. So, and your vegetables too, they have the carbs, but very low carbs. Things like your cucumbers, you know, your zucchinis, your celeries, all that sort of stuff. Really low in carbs, and you can really add them onto your plate to fill up the plate and keep yourself, you know, fuller for longer. So they're the things you've got to think about when you're doing your meals. So yeah, I hope all that makes sense so far. And things like I said with pastas, you know, look, a 93 gram serve, this is uncooked pasta, is going to cook up to about 230 grams of pasta. So this food label is going off uncooked. So 93 grams is going to get you 14 grams of protein, so awesome protein content in this pasta, 1.8 grams of fat, and you're going to hit 54.3, so call it 55 grams of carbs in a serve. Now look, when you're hungry, that's not going to be much one serve, so you need to be careful with your rices and pastas because they will add up the carbs real quick for a little amount. But I'll teach you some hacks down the track, and yeah, you'll be surprised what you can come up with. So that's about it in the range of foods. Remember, protein, fats and carbs, they are our three main macronutrients, and just learn to start looking at food labels, yeah? You know, everybody seems to know so much about their favourite sports team or their superstar, their NBA basketball player, all their stats, their UFC fighter, but they have no fucking clue or no knowledge in what they're putting in their own body. So you know, I'd suggest you take a bit more time learning about the things that we actually, you know, use every day and are quite vital to us as humans than all that bullshit that, you know, you guys all want to ingest and carry on with, which is just fucking sucking the life out of you, and it's a complete waste of time. But that's another conversation for another topic. This is not this was about today. So that's basically the rundown of foods. Look, I'm just going to put a quick meal together just to show you guys how quick and easy it is and how easy it is to work out. So we'll just make a bit of room here. You're going to want to grab yourself a set of food scales. Yeah? $15, $20 from your local Big W, Kmart, even $9 at Kmart. You know, investment, yeah? Just an investment. So, yeah, get yourself a set of scales. You're going to want to put the bowl on and turn it on. If you put the bowl on after you've turned it on, you're going to have to tear it back to zero. So that's now 0 grams, right? We're going to have, this will be meal 2 for me today. I've just left the gym. This is actually my first meal, but like I said, I love these sort of foods. And that's the other thing with this sort of stuff. You want to get comfortable with eating, you know, the same meal 2 or 3 times a day, just to keep it simple. You know, because look, cooking does take a lot of time. I enjoy a bit of cooking. I don't mind some time in the kitchen, but it does get time consuming. So you want to try and, you know, cook up your batches of chicken or your batches of mince and meal prep, you know. Like they say, being organised is the key. It's going to set you up. That way there's no excuses. It's in the freezer, you just grab it, you go, you're good. And that's why I love these meals, because they're pre-prepared, ready to go. Keep them in the freezer, fridge, whack them in the microwave, a couple of minutes, you're laughing, you know exactly what's in here. All right, so we're going to go for a 60 gram serving today. I just want to weigh it out. Boom, 60 grams on the dot. Right, nice and easy, a little bit of water in here. Bit of water, 2 minutes in the microwave. And that's it, yeah? Bob's your own. We're on. Smash it on. 2 minutes. Now you can have it a bit watery, you can keep it a bit thicker. Just depends how you like it. If it's a bit watery, you can eat it a bit quicker if you're on the go and all that, but you know, whatever, each to their own. So we're going to have some blueberries and we're going to have some protein. I'm going to go the good old chopped fudge today. Now look, these have got scoops in them, and generally 1 scoop is what I've read out to you before. But just be careful, because I have had other brands where I have weighed a scoop and it's been like, you know, almost 10 grams over, 8 grams over. So, you know, do that 3 or 4 times a day and it starts to really add up. You do, you know, all of a sudden you've got a quick extra 150 calories that you weren't banking on. So just do it for peace of mind, but these ones are sweet. I know these are all good. So we'll just crack that. So in this meal we're going to have a good amount of carbs, good hit of protein, and just a little bit of fat. You know, the good old oats do contain just a little bit of fat, but it's good fat, so it's all good. And then even avocado on these, you know, rice cakes with some smoked salmon, some low-calorie spread, some low-fat cheese. You're laughing, you know. You just got to get a bit creative, yeah. So, and just be careful with the old nuts, yeah, because in this bag here you've got 1 serving is 15 grams of fat. It's a 30-gram serving, so that's a really small handful, yeah. So you're not going to get much for you can only get bang for buck. So just be careful when you're ingesting things like this. That's why you really want to try and weigh them out, because you can really blow out. You can eat the whole thing pretty quick and you're fucked. You're down 80 odd grams of fat, you know. So just be careful with things like this, yeah. All right. So we've got our oats now. They're all done. That's nice and easy. Just going to grab a scoop of protein powder. 1 nice level scoop, bang it in there like that. On that. And just going to give it a quick mix. You know, that's all it looks like. Just mix it up so it's all mixed. Just give it a good mix. And 2, water. You make sure you want to be drinking plenty of water, because you know we know that we're all made up of, you know, water's a massive contributor of our body, and you know, just your body needs to heat up the water, so it's obviously going to burn calories once you drink it, especially if it's really cold. It's going to, you know, your body needs to heat it up, so it's going to be technically burning calories. So plenty of water. Black coffee is another one. Just, you know, if you're really trying to stick to your goals, and water and coffee, yeah. And look, that's why I say I don't want to leave any of this to guesswork, you know. I'm anal. I'm not leaving anything to guesswork. I've got fucking things that I'm trying to hit. I've got a certain way that I want to be and look, counting your calories and your macros is going to make sure that you get the best results. I just don't like leaving things to guesswork. It's not in this day and age. Fuck, we're in the age of information, so yeah, try not to just think, you know, guess shit, because it's not going to end well. You're going to be well over or well under. I can guarantee that, especially if you're, you know, first timer to all this. So that's it, mix that up. Quick 100 grams of the old blueberries. Bang that in. 100 grams, a little bit too much there. Alright, boom, 100 on the dot. And that's it. That's it. See? Nice meal. We know what we're eating. Eating for purpose over pleasure. You know, all you guys want to take all your food, it's like a pleasure thing for you, you know, for what? For half an hour, for 20 minutes, and then you regret that you ate that whole pizza or you smashed that whole bag. Come on, guys, you know, have some fucking self-respect, yeah? Some discipline. You know, it's simple, yeah? And that's it. So in this whole meal here, we've got 32 grams of protein, we've got 7.5 grams of fat, and 48 grams of carbs. You know, and all we did was work it out. All we did was times the back of this by 2, because we had a 60 gram serving, and I told you they were telling us 30 gram servings. So all you do is you times your protein by 2, which gives you 8 grams, your fat by 2.7, so basically just under 6 grams of fat, and your carbs are 32.5 grams of carbs, yeah? You can work that out. I've already explained to you what was on the label of the protein powder. So all you do is you add the numbers together, and that gives you the total that I just read out to you. And it's as simple as that. You do that 5 times a day, you work out your numbers, what you need to hit. for what you're trying to achieve, and it doesn't get much more simpler than that. Guys, I'm going to go and enjoy this. I hope you guys all have a great day, and I'll catch you again, yeah? Enjoy.